Today, we're answering some of the most common questions we get when it comes to flood insurance in the state of Virginia. Hello, my name is Chris Green, president and owner of the Flood Insurance Guru. And more than 12 years ago, I bought a house in a flood zone. I was told the premiums were going to be $3,000 when they should have been $300. For the last 12 years, I've been helping people overcome these same obstacles in Virginia. So today we want to talk about some of the most common questions we get. People want to just know, how much does it cost? How much is flood insurance going to cost you in Virginia? Look, each house is going to be different. It's going to be based on a lot of different things. But what we can tell you is what the national average is compared to that. Also, what kind of determines pricing. So let's talk a little bit about this. First of all, when it comes to national average, generally you're looking around $1,000 a year. Most people think that flood insurance is going to cost $3,000 a year everywhere. That's just not simply the case. However, one thing you do need to know when it comes to pricing is that flood zones with a federal program no longer have an impact. And on the private side, they have minimum impact. So don't let a flood zone necessarily scare you, because it really may not have that much to do with the rates. Instead, they're going to be looking at things like distance to water, the type of flooding frequency, replacement cost of a building, elevation. These are all things that are going to have a big impact on your flood insurance rate. So what are the flood insurance options available in Virginia? Well, you've got FEMA, or the federal program, also known as the National Flood Insurance Program. Remember, no matter where you go, these rates should be the same. So save yourself a lot of time. However, on the private side, it's completely different. You may get a quote for $300. You may get a quote for $3,000. And so as you're going through and you're looking at private options, make sure you collect at least 3 different private options in the state of Virginia. Then compare them to the National Flood Insurance Program. So these are really your 2 main options for flood insurance in Virginia. So what about coverages? Remember, the federal program in Virginia offers up to $250,000 per building on residential properties and $100,000 per contents. Now the good news is that private in most situations offers way more than that. And they also offer this thing called additional living expenses, where if your house was to flood, you could temporarily have a place to live while yours is being repaired. So those are some common questions we get when it comes to coverages and pricings and your flood insurance options. Now, what about, will the bank accept your private flood insurance policy? The good news is, of December 2022, pretty much every loan type now accepts private flood insurance. One thing you've got to ask for, though, is that the policy has what's called a private flood insurance clause that needs to be sent to your bank, so your bank will accept this. So that's the great news when it comes to all that. So these are some common questions we get for homeowners in the state of Virginia when it comes to flood insurance. My name is Chris Green, president and owner of the Flood Insurance Guru. I want to say thank you for watching today's video on commonly asked flood insurance questions in Virginia.